So, what if I told you that the secret to really truly unlocking your endurance potential has almost nothing to do with your muscles? Today, we're diving into the science of not quitting, and we're going to uncover how your ability to just keep going is, quite literally, all in your head.
You know the feeling, right? We've all been there. That crushing moment in a workout where your legs feel like lead, your lungs are on fire, and every single part of you is just screaming, "Stop." It feels like you've slammed into a brick wall and there's absolutely nothing left in the tank.
Yeah, it feels like a total physical shutdown, like your body has just completely failed on you. But what if that feeling isn't actually coming from your muscles at all? What if the order to quit, that feeling of exhaustion, is coming from somewhere else entirely?
Okay, so if it's our brain that's putting on the brakes, how do we get past that? Well, let's get into this absolutely fascinating idea called the central governor theory. I promise, this is going to completely change how you think about your physical limits.
Think of it like this. You've got a little supervisor in your brain, and its only job, its entire purpose, is to keep you safe by hitting the emergency brake long before you could ever do any real damage. It creates that overwhelming feeling of being tired to force you to stop, way before your muscles are actually at their limit.
So what does this really mean? It means when we talk about our mental limits versus our physical limits, we're kind of getting it wrong. As neurobiologist Andrew Huberman puts it, it's all one thing. Endurance is a decision made by your neurons. The whole game, then, is about training your nervous system to slowly but surely push that protective governor back. So, if it's all in our head, how in the world do we train our brains to be tougher? Well, the great news is there's a really clear roadmap for this. We're going to give you a complete toolkit with 4 distinct keys. Each one is designed to unlock a different piece of your endurance by essentially recalibrating that central governor.
So these 4 keys are muscular endurance, which is all about your ability to do repeated work. Then there's long-duration endurance, your ability to go the distance. And finally, 2 really powerful types of high-intensity interval training, or HIIT, anaerobic and aerobic. Each one of these sends a unique signal to your brain, building a more robust and resilient system. Let's start with the absolute foundation. When you hear endurance, you probably picture someone running a marathon or cycling for hours. And you're not wrong, but that's really only half the story. The ability of your muscles to just do work over and over again, like cranking out a set of push-ups or holding a plank, is just as crucial.
So why do you get tired? It seems like a simple question, but the answer is pretty different depending on what you're doing. When you're holding a plank, you stop because the specific muscles you're using literally run out of gas. But when you're on a long run, you stop because your entire body's fuel and oxygen delivery system just can't keep up. It's a really important distinction because training each one teaches your central governor a very different lesson about what you're capable of.
Now, to build that muscular endurance, the name of the game is high reps and pretty short rest. For things like push-ups or kettlebell swings, you're looking at maybe 3 to 5 sets of anywhere from 12 to even 100 reps. Oh, and here's a pro tip. Try to minimize the eccentric, or the lowering part of the movement. This actually reduces muscle damage, which means you can train more often and prove to your brain that your muscles are way tougher than it thinks.
And what about that classic long, slow run or bike ride? This type of training, this is where the real magic happens at a cellular level. It's all about turning your body into this super efficient machine. You actually build new capillaries, which are like tiny new highways for oxygen, and you increase the density of your mitochondria, your cellular power plants. Basically, you're teaching your central governor not to panic, because you can do way more work with a lot less effort.
All right, so you've built a solid foundation with muscular and long-duration endurance. Now it's time to kick things up a notch with high-intensity interval training, or HIIT. But listen, before you just dive in, you really need to know that not all HIIT is created equal.
We can break HIIT down into 2 main types, anaerobic and aerobic. Anaerobic HIIT is those all-out, can't-breathe sprints that push you way beyond your limits. This trains your mitochondria to use oxygen more efficiently. Aerobic HIIT, on the other hand, is about working right near your max, but with a 1-to-1 work-to-rest ratio. This is an incredible way to increase your heart's stroke volume. That's the amount of blood it pumps with every single beat. So what does an aerobic HIIT workout actually look like? Well, it's simple, but trust me, it is not easy. You're going to run a hard mile. Let's say that takes you 8 minutes. You are then going to rest for exactly 8 minutes. No more, no less. And then you're going to do it all over again for 3 to 5 rounds. It's brutal, but it is a brilliant way to show your brain that your heart can handle intense stress and recover like a champ. But honestly, here's the best part of all of this.
The benefits of this kind of training go so far beyond just getting better at working out. We're talking about fundamental, long-term improvements to your health and, yes, even your brain.
That intense training we were just talking about, it literally turns your heart into a super pump. It gets stronger, more powerful, and way more efficient, so it can deliver more oxygen-rich blood to your entire body with every single beat. Think of it like upgrading your system from a garden hose to a fire hose.
And that's not all. That increased blood flow doesn't just benefit your muscles, it goes straight to your brain. Endurance training can actually help you grow new blood vessels in your hippocampus. That's the memory center of your brain. So get this, a stronger heart literally helps you build a smarter brain. How cool is that?
But hold on, there is one last piece to this puzzle. You can have the strongest heart in the world, the most efficient muscles, but if you neglect this one simple thing, all of that hard work could be for nothing.
Get this, losing just 1 to 4% of your body weight in water, which is not a lot, can slash your performance by up to 30%. That is a massive drop, and it affects both your body and your brain. Hydration isn't just a detail, it is an absolute non-negotiable.
So, how much should you actually be drinking? Here's a super simple rule of thumb called the Galpin equation. Just take your body weight in pounds and divide it by 30. That's how many ounces of fluid you should be trying to drink every 15 to 20 minutes of hard exercise. Go ahead, do the math right now. I bet you'll be surprised how much you should be taking in.
So the next time you're working out and you feel that overwhelming urge to quit, I want you to remember this. It's not a hard barrier. It's just a negotiation with your brain. And now you have the tools to actually win that negotiation. You have the power to change the terms.
You officially have the full toolkit to unlock your true endurance potential. So the only question left is, which key are you going to use first?